I guess we.
Have you started?
You want to? Why
does this happen every single time?
See, you don't be on it.
I don't be on it.
You don't be on it. Like, I be seeing when he say, hey, it's time to go. And I'm like, hey, we talking.
Like, are we starting?
It's J-Rod.
But I ask every single time.
And now I just tried to start it and you didn't even want me to start it.
And then she cut him off.
Okay. Let's try this again. It's J-Rod.
So did we start already? That's on me that time. That's on me.
I was ready to.
That's on me.
All right, go.
It's J-Rod.
Kristen Seville.
And then we had sex.
There we go. Okay.
You already know it's the show.
There we go.
Today we're sitting here. Felonious Munk, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm excited.
Thank you.
I was just weird that I didn't know y'all could say, and then we had sex.
Yeah.
I thought you was gonna say, and then we had Felonious Munk. And then we had sex, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what they did. I just take their word.
See, this only our first couple of shows. Soon I'm gonna get to it, and then we had sex with, and then I want to name the person to really throw the guest off.
We never discussed this. That makes it sound really bad.
So he was just gonna bring a third in without talking to you?
You didn't tell nothing.
Okay. Sometimes you gotta surprise threesomes on a person.
No,
you gotta do that. Have you ever done that? Just surprise it on a person?
I don't want to.
You never walked in with it?
If we're talking about legal things, I don't know. Hashtag not me. Which camera's live? I need to look directly into that one as I say, hey, ladies, I would never surprise you with a threesome. I believe in affirmative consent.
We just talked about
that. Listen, J-Rod, no, you can't spring a third penis on the person.
Exactly.
You gotta have the penis that she was expecting. You bring an additional penis into the relationship that people need to. We need to change the NDA now.
Exactly.
Okay, so you never came in like, baby, she look good, she kind of feeling you. I think we should.
In my experience with the third,
right?
women tend to do better finding the woman themselves for I think it's a number of reasons. One, I think women trust women more, which makes a whole lot of sense.
Right.
And they don't trust you.
And don't trust men, which again.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, oh, so how you find her?
Right. Nobody trusts you in this entire scenario. So the best thing you can do is have as little input as possible and let her pick. Plus, women pick better women than men do. Men pick women based on body parts a lot of times. Women will bring you a whole meal that I didn't even know I liked that. I didn't even know that was the kind of find I was into. You surprised me. You went and got something different than you, and now I got all of the Neapolitan. I didn't even like strawberry. Didn't even know the strawberry was. I'm expanding my palate. So, but yeah, I think part of it is that a lot of dudes have that secret third fantasy,
right?
But they know once they broach that, you can't really pull it back. So a lot of times we say, would you ever do that? I'm just saying hypothetically.
Right.
From that point on, she like, this nigga wanna fuck something.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Honestly, like as a female, we're gonna be like, okay, first of all, how did you find this person?
Right.
How do you know?
How did y'all get to the point where you know she'd be willing to have a?
Yes. How did you get to the point?
Why you say yes so hard?
No, I was talking. Everybody was at a loud volume.
That's what I wanted to know about that bitch last night.
That's what I was asking you about that bitch at the bar. You talking about she wanted to see us? How do you know?
Exactly.
Why she feels so comfortable that she could tell you some shit like that with me sitting there with my ring on? What did you give her to make her think that the light was green?
Exactly.
Okay, so here's the question. What about if you brings the idea of threesome, you say, well, you find the woman, and she comes to you and says, you know what, I want you to find the woman. Where are you at that point?
I think, for me, I would take that challenge, but I also know it's gonna be hard. I would let her know, the process is gonna be extended now.
Right.
And it's because it's how do you broach that? Was, hey, my wife and I aren't in an open relationship, but we want to experiment.
Actually, I have ways.
You trying to, but I don't scared again. No, but I mean, for me, I'm lazy now. Like I'm at that age where round 2 is a few days from now, B. Like you're not. People think that's a bit. Like that's not a bit. My wife asked me when's round 2. I'm like, Tuesday, get off. That you've been sufficiently peened. You don't. What did you do extra today for some more penis? That's you got one, I got one. Game over. You know what I mean? I prefer proper football, like soccer. A 1-1 game is fine. It's over. The game's over. We played all of the minutes. The score's 1-1. Shake hands. We both get a point and go home.
Now, when did that happen for you? I know for me, I've always been that person.
It happened in my. I'm
sorry. 2 seconds. I haven't always been that person.
Early in a relationship is different for me.
Okay.
Early in a relationship, you might get rounds because everything's new.
Right.
And this is like, oh, this is the first time I've ever had this. And then you're like, okay, this is still delicious, but I don't want to overdo it.
But also, is it early in a relationship that has changed? Like the relationship's older now, or is it age or experience?
I think it's a combination because there was a point in my youth where we could have been together for 2 years and I'm still trying to hump you off the rafters.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there came a point where I'm like, look, if she ain't trying to get none, I'm cool with going.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. You know what I mean? I could maybe watch this Scandal with her. And cuddle. You don't like the cuddle? Who don't like the cuddle?
Cuddle's okay.
Cuddling is good. You know
I don't like cuddling because it leads to other things.
Right. Well, see,
if
for
you
me,
tired.
at my age, my dick is like, hey, fam, are we gonna do it? Because if we not, I'm not even going to. Yeah, but like, he don't get like, oh, she rubbing on me, I'm going to get hard. He like, look, if you pull me out, I'll go to work. But until you pull me out, I assume y'all fucking around, y'all on bullshit, so I'm not going to do it. I'm good. She like, is everything fine? You want to do it? Yeah, okay, well, let's go. She was like, oh, okay, I thought the shit was broke. No, it's fine. People put that, it's never happened to me before. That's literally never happened to me ever.
Really?
However, as I got older, I noticed that it didn't respond to cuddling like it used to.
Gotcha.
When I was younger, a woman could walk by me and go, hey, how you doing? I'd be like, oh. Excuse me now, hold on. I'm fine, I'm okay. I'm gonna just sit here for a second. Y'all got a napkin? A heavier one. Not that paper shit. Y'all got the big napkin, you know, the one that you tuck in. But now a woman could come and just literally, wow. I'm like, no, because you on bullshit. No. If you serious, go get it. If you serious, I told you I like affirmative consent, and I believe that you putting it in your mouth qualifies as a yes.
Now, did that scare you when that started happening? Like,
Yes.
oh man.
Everything scares like my dick broke, my back hurts, my knee. You ever rolled over in the middle of the night and your ankle started hurting and you didn't hit anything?
You.
Like, I didn't touch anything. Why does it? I just tore my Achilles in bed. But what your body does, I think, as you get older, at least mine is more efficient. It works when it's working. Hey, when it's time to give, hey, I want like
Is your wife what?
hey, baby, tell him, huh? Tell him, what? Look at
What we
him.
did last night.
Look at me, what we do? Did we do it? You know we did it. Yes, we did. We can do it again. But in between when we look, car run a little rich now. You got to push the primer a little extra. You know what I mean? You can't just let's go. Now you gotta. And then you gotta hold your mouth like this and jiggle the key and then whee. But once it start,
You there.
shit, you cut the whole neighborhood. Mow 'em down. But yeah, I say that to say 2 women. Also, I'm saying this as a man, it's not no pandering thing. I've learned that I don't know shit about pleasing women. I know about the woman that I'm with who told me how to do it.
Right.
And that only applies to her.
Right.
So now we brought a third person in that I'm partially responsible for at least helping and also help, my wife is there and I don't know this new motherfucker. I don't know you, so now I gotta learn that too.
It's a lot.
But this ain't fun no more.
But
Just
see,
put the porn on, let me beat off while y'all do it. I don't need them.
I said it's too much multitasking. That was
a
my
lot.
thing.
It is a lot.
I don't want to do it. It's a lot. I'm
see,
tired.
what y'all have to both realize, and my beautiful woman,
Why
you will,
you don't
is
talk
that it's
He said
you will. When you go into, especially when a man goes into it with the thought process of, I have to please these 2 women,
Right.
you're automatically lost.
Well,
you have to go into it saying, especially if you're dealing with like your woman,
I have to please my woman.
I have to get this woman to please my woman.
That's fair.
Now
that's
because
fair.
once you coach that woman to pleasing your woman,
Yeah.
your woman is good. Then you can, as long as you please your woman, which you already know how to do, you're good. And if you please old girl, that doesn't matter.
We
Hey,
think
that's
I know
a bonus.
how to do it. We think I know. How to do it.
Once you give her what she used to.
If we're gonna be honest, they might not all be like Academy Award winning actresses, but what I've learned is if you want to believe something, it's much easier to get you to believe something.
Porn.
Right? So
That's what porn is.
That's the whole point is. So if I want to believe that I made my wife come, her acting skills ain't gotta be that good. She could twitch a leg and go, oh my God, 3 times. And I'm like, damn, I am murdering it. I am putting the stamp on the apple. Because I already want to believe that I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because I have a lot of friends who are women. I had to be careful how I phrase that. I have a lot of friends who are women, and it's a very consistent refrain. And I always ask, how are you out here faking organ? Like, tell a nigga he's trash. And they're like, you can't.
You don't want to do that.
Why not, woman?
They say apparently, and I don't know this to be true, but I believe it. They say apparently these dudes can't handle that type of truth, because then they just start pounding on it as, I'm a fuck the organ, and that's not what they're saying.
That's not what it is. It's like trying to prove a point. That's right.
And they're like,
I don't like the way you looked at me just now.
No, what I'm just saying
why the fuck did you look at me like that?
We are committed to each other.
And I'm committed to knowing why the fuck you looked at me like that. That hurt my feelings.
What I'm saying is, you mad. No, all I'm saying is you cried when you watched the movie Coco. So I'm not gonna tell you in the midst of bed that because I know how to do stuff. So to
because
make
Coco was a fucking emotional movie.
No, it wasn't.
You can't tell me if I ain't do it right that day.
So you cried on direct. Never mind.
You gotta, so the thing is, depending on the relationship, and you guys are committed, so this is different. It's the same with my wife and I, we're committed. So there are things that she can say to me outside of the act. You gotta know when to hold them and fold them, I guess. But vice versa, like, hey man, you don't need to do that. I'm good on that. You don't have to do that. But this other thing that you do that more. But that conversation is a scary conversation to have with someone that you just started.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
And even look, we're the era now where fucking is fucking. It ain't always we're trying to have a relationship. Right. So now you got a woman who's like, I'm not even interested in being in a relationship with you. I'm not gonna waste my time telling you shit. Just you're not gonna get no more. Like that's just that. And
it's probation.
Most of the first time is a tryout. Most times the first time is a trial for whether or not you're gonna get some more.
Well, on prior episodes we spoke about.
All right.
We spoke about how
it was terrible the first time.
Okay, god damn it, you didn't have to say that though, baby.
I said it once, so I can't just repeat it.
She don't love me. She don't love. Let's talk about comedy, okay? Let's switch gears. Talk about comedy.
Hey man, but all I'm saying is sometimes when your big audition go bad, if your resume was good enough, you get another chance and you get back in there. You listen. You didn't do good on the phone interview, but you still landed a face-to-face. And you worked on your shortcomings. You did some interview prep.
And then I made
come back in there. Hey, you did a montage. Once there's a montage, you come out a killer, B. I know they go, getting stronger. Oh my God. Yeah, you get your montage together, you got it. And then you put the stem on the apple 2 times. That's like, damn, B.
I can't do
Are they identical?
They are identical.
Okay, so you did the doubling work. Okay.
I did.
See, when it's fraternal, that means you had 2 soldiers. It was like, fuck it, you get one, I get one, but we everybody eats. Everybody eats, B. You ain't rich if your family ain't eating too. Yeah. I know sun don't shine if sun don't shine. But when the egg split, then that means the woman was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this 2 times. Knock these out right now, cause he gonna come back. What if we want to have another baby? No, I had you another baby right.
and that's what I said. He was like, we should have another one. I was like, that's the other one right there. I'm not.
Right there.
Wait, I said that we should have another other one when before they came home.
Before they were home for a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, once they come home, you realize you didn't even want that one.
I didn't ask for one, let alone 2.
Or 2.
At least one of them I didn't ask.
Son, if you're watching this, we wanted you. Then when you got home, there was a brief period we were like, wow, this is a lot of work. And we're still in that period. But I'm sure at some point between now and when you're old enough to watch this video, we will like you again.
Our kids just listen to him and hope that we feel the same.
Hope that they eventually like
him. So doggone cute. It's okay. That's why they kept him.
It's a good little kid. Yeah,
he's beautiful.
You know, I told you the only thing that keeps him alive is he's adorable. Like imagine if you. You know why rabbits we never worry about the population of rabbits? People are like, because they have a lot of sex. No, they're adorable. You can't just strangle a rabbit. You can't just grab a rabbit. I mean, they're quick too, but also, you can't just, they're so cute. Nobody just choke a little bunny out. Kittens, no one chokes kittens out. Those people who do.
Some cats be
right, crazy.
Right, but the people who do it, you're like, yo, something wrong with them, man. How could you choke an adorable little kid? But babies, for the most part, as a certain point when they first come out where they all look terrible, and then they, somewhere around month 3, they start to soften up and they're like, oh, babies are cute. This one, I know that he's not going to be a good person because he's got extra cute.
Because he's so,
and that's protection from me putting my forearm in his neck in the middle of the night.
That's what I said. I said the same thing.
When he kicks me in my...
Yeah.
You kick me in my dick one more time, my guy.
Yeah, I feel like this whole thing is just about telling him.
You too big for a
At any
docket
moment.
top, but I will put you in a docket top, my guy.
But he says because with the twins, he thinks one's cuter than the other.
One is definitely cuter than the
And
other.
I'm like,
that's how it
okay.
works.
And that's the one with the worst attitude too.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
like,
how that
because
works.
his face.
Because
Like
he knows he's
face.
kind
He
of
gets
cute.
away with
his
stuff.
face
Yeah.
is crazy.
They know early on that how much they can get away with.
He
They
know.
know subjectively how attractive they are.
Oh, he know.
And
He definitely know.
The nicer one usually thinks they're less attractive.
Like he get changed like this.
But I
He just
tell
lay on
him
the
he's
bed
less
like this and get
attractive, so-
changed. Like I know you're supposed to be doing this. So just
My daughter, I'm so blessed that my daughter doesn't know that she's like, my daughter's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous,
and
too.
she's got a level of humility that is very odd for a child that attractive.
Now, how old is she?
13.
Oh,
She's
that
13
she didn't get to high school.
and gorgeous. Right, she starts high school this fall, and so people always say, you got your gun ready? Yeah, for her. That's my responsibility. You understand me? She pop off to me like
Yeah.
I popped off to my mama. It's gonna be a whole different. My mama couldn't whoop me at some point. I was too big. Like she was hitting me, and I was like, "Come on, fam." Come on, fam. I got in a fight with Rick Jr. last week. That nigga hit me in the face. This what you bringing to the table? Come on, man up. Plant your back foot, B. If you gonna do it. You know what I mean? Use the biggest two knuckles and keep your wrist straight. You want bullshit. It was like, this shit ain't nothing. Right here, just, and look, step into it and kick your weight behind. Turn your hips, because that shit you doing is, you wasting your time. You gonna hurt yourself trying to hurt me. This ain't nothing. But there's never gonna be that time with me and my daughter, because I'm in the gym.
Gotcha.
I don't know if y'all remember when I left, I was about 30 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
I'd swole up, because she getting older. You like, you can fight her boyfriend? No. All she got to do is say something out the way to me. And I'm Undertaker slamming her with the choke first. I don't beat my kids, but I will choke slam them once they get of age. Because now we fighting age.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I'm not treating you like my child.
ain't
We
business, we
boxing,
fight.
B.
Yeah.
And you need to learn. You
I
need
was
to
gonna say the same.
roll your shoulders, Joker. Roll your
I was gonna say the same thing. Oh my God.
Now, how long have you been doing? It's been like what, over 20, right?
Nah, man.
Really?
Nah,
What you trying to say? He old? I mean, he,
I'm
he
old.
is.
But I just started doing stand-up like when y'all met me.
Really?
Yeah, I started December 2010, January 2011. December 19th, 2010 was the first
just
time I
the
ever did
commentary
stand-up.
before that.
Wasn't even doing that. When I started doing commentary, it was because Sam Rogers saw me joking a dude on YouTube about his rap lyrics. There's a rapper from this area named Rel.
Right.
Yeah.
And good dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
dude. Had a movement at the time too. Batman and everybody
Yeah.
had they were promoting him.
I remember that.
But he wrote a bar on Twitter that said, niggas take shots at me like a nightclub. I won't forget it because I still laugh at the bar. But the joke, the bar was, niggas take shots at me like a nightclub. And then he wrote underneath that, some fly shit I wrote a while back. And I'm a hip hop head right now. Did I go farther than I probably had to? Of course I did. Was we sipping on some some brown at Sleep's house? Yeah, of course we were. But they had a camera.
Right.
And I had just stopped selling drugs like 15 minutes before. Like you know what I mean? Like, people
today
like,
gonna be the day.
I stopped selling drugs a couple months ago. No. It was like that day I was like, you know what? Nigga think I've had enough of this life. I'm going to court too much. This is bullshit. So we poured up. Everybody's poured up. And Ja had a camera, and he puts the camera on me, and I just start spazzing like, yo, B, stop saying your bar. They're not bars. You got a cool little hook. Do your little hook, my nigga. But the bars trash.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're point blank, the song stinks. Like at the time, 50 Tyson was just popping. And I was like, that nigga can murk you. You're like, you're terrible. And he wasn't that bad, but I was like really just, yeah.
Right.
I don't know anything about YouTube really at that point. I know what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't fucking care.
Right.
Yeah.
They posted it, and I started getting like phone, like Batman called me like, yo, y'all good, nigga? Like is this a thing?
No, your voice is deep. Yo, man, y'all good? Yo, y'all.
It's like,
Y'all be doing that shit.
I love you, Bat. I love you, Bat.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, you know, I don't think he called me on some, yo, it's about to get rugged, but he
Yeah.
was like, this is my guy, let me make sure
Right.
my guy is good. And like, he did have some guys on his squad who was like, yo, if it's that, I'm like, that's not what y'all. I'm really just started being funny this week. Let's
Right.
all calm down. So I'm still doing stand-up. I still am not doing commentary. That was just that video I did as a joke.
Yeah.
And I'm doing stand-up, and I meet Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I meet Sam at a bowling party one night with another person that I haven't spoken to in some years. But either way, I meet him at a bowling party and he was like, yo, that Stop It B shit is funny. I'm like, what Stop It B shit? Now, I used to say B after every sentence.
Right. Yeah.
I don't do that anymore, because I've grown up.
You feel proud about that?
I'm proud of that. I don't say funky fresh either. I'm an adult.
Because you
people bring that shit.
I'm an adult. But
yeah,
he said Stop It B, and I didn't realize how often I said B until he said it, and I went back and looked at the video. And so he was like, yeah, you should just, we'll get some ideas together and we'll shoot them. And that just, but yeah, I've been doing stand-up maybe 3 months when he and I started doing that.
Okay.
And I beat a case February 22nd, February 24th, my first video went on World Star.
Okay.
And then that summer was when it got fucking 700 degrees and I spazzed on the debt ceiling. So I hadn't been doing comedy a year when I started doing TV.
So how does nigga just always went from job to job? He stopped 15 minutes before started doing comedy. He did drugs, he did comedy immediately after that.
And I started doing TV commentary. Yeah, I was on World Star.
After.
And then for World Star TV.
I went, the funny part was, I just started doing this bit about selling crack on Bonnie Road, right? And I never say on Bonnie Road because no one knows where that is outside of here, right?
Oh shit.
But this week was the first time I did it here. And it felt weird because Bonnie Road is literally 2 streets, you know what I mean? Like 2 real blocks over, right? 2 lights. You go up 2 lights and that's Bonnie Road. And I caught my charge on Bonnie Road that I ended up beating. It was a gun charge. And I ran from the cops because allegedly there was cocaine in my coat. So allegedly, the story goes, I ran from the cops and got around the corner and allegedly took the cocaine out and threw it and allegedly turned back around and walked towards him so he wouldn't see the thrown coke.
Right.
And let him arrest me and allegedly they found a gun in the car. So anyway.
All allegedly.
All alleged. Yeah. Hey, it's only, if it ain't proven, it didn't happen.
Facts. No facts.
No facts. All cap. All cap, B. No cap. All cap. I'm making that. So yeah, I fought that case from January of 2010 until February 2011. But right around November, true story, another friend of mine got arrested and he was from Ecuador and they threatened to deport him if he didn't tell on a bunch of people that I knew. He refused, but I felt like at that point that would have been the last strike for me. Like I'm already fighting this case, I'm about to catch another case, I'm an idiot, let me stop.
Right.
And I was like basically living off of whatever saved drug money I had. And my man Sleeper was like, yo, you should do stand-up. I was like, nigga, I shoot people. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I shoot people. You want me to do stand-up? Nigga, they don't laugh, I'm killing them. Like, is that what y'all really want? You want me to go on stage, tell jokes, and the nigga don't laugh, and I come off stage and beat the fuck out of him with this? Because I'm still, like, you don't go from I sell drugs to I'm a normal person in a day. Right? So I'm not even home from prison long enough to even be having this conversation about what I shouldn't be doing. Crazy. So anyway, he talks me into doing it, and they used to have that club that used to get shot up every other week, and they shut it down. Royal Blue. Royal Blue used to have an open mic on Sunday night. Z104 used to run it. And I came in one night and I saw him. I saw him on the 12th, December 12th. And I was like, all right, this is cool. I'll try it. Fuck it. So the girl I was dating at the time worked at a restaurant. She told the whole staff. I felt like they shut the restaurant down because 35 people came to see me do stand-up, and I didn't have bits. I didn't know how to write jokes. I was just a funny nigga. And I went on stage and basically riffed, and they didn't have a light. Like this, I'm up there.
Right.
I'm just up there. Now I guess you get off when you get off, huh?
When you finish being funny, I guess.
All right, that's all the funny I got for right now. Thank you.
You know how much time it was?
It was probably a good 12 minutes, man.
Wow.
It was an easy 12, you understand me? And it was a minute and 42 seconds of good. There was another 11 minutes of.
People don't understand that. You can be a funny nigga and you can be a cop.
Stand-up ain't the same.
It's not the same.
So I get off and a couple of comments like, yo, all right, I see what you got something. That was December 19th. I'm still fighting the case. I do a couple other shows. I do the video in the beginning of January, and then I do a couple more shows, but I fall back because I know I'm going to court. I shave my beard down, not off, but down, because it was already like this.
Right.
And I walk in the courtroom, and the state just really didn't do a good job proving their case, because truthfully, I was innocent. And
all this alleged shit happened.
It's all trumped up, dude. So anyway, I beat the case, I walk out, and I remember thinking as I walked out, I'm gonna be a famous comedian, because God don't want me to waste 5 years. Because I'm mandatory 5, I already got a felony. Right. I could have just known that the gun was there, that's 5 years. So when I walked out, all I thought was, I'm gonna make it. God's saving me for a thing, right? So I come home, Literally 2 days later, I'm sleeping in my bed. My boy Jonah calls me and goes, "Hey man, you blowing up." I'm like, "Man," he said, "You blowing up on Twitter?" I was like, "I don't give a fuck about Twitter. Fuck Twitter." He was like, "Nah, nigga, your video doing numbers." I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about?" I turn on YouTube, the video is maybe at 2,000. Like, that's not numbers. I mean, that's good. It's not numbers. He was like, "Nah, go to World Star." It was at like 45,000 and it had just gone up. I was like, "What?" And over the next few months, it felt like every other video went up. Sam was doing like real artistic shit with the light. Sam's like this super perfectionist dude. Instead of us just shooting videos, this nigga had to Rembrandt my face to show both sides of my personality. Like dead ass, it was like, "Oh, you're Felonious Munk," so they need to be able to see the darkness and the light. I didn't know what Rembrandt lighting was. I didn't know who Rembrandt was, if we're gonna keep it a buck. But he's like doing all of this dope, backdrop has to be this, and go, and this with a flourish, and throw the chair at the end, and we need to ramp it up, start here and go. And he did all of the heavy lifting. All I did was, what y'all saw me do before we went on air, like got hot. If you get me hot enough, if you turn the air off on this motherfucker.
Wait, hold on, you gotta say literally hot.
I'm literally hot. I mean, like, I'm turned up. I mean, if you turn the air conditioner off, I can bring Stop It Be back anytime, nigga. Anytime. We could do it right. You turn the air off right now. 2 shots of Hennessy, no air conditioning, we can go viral, B. It's nothing. What you want to talk about? You want to talk about condensation, fucking up the equipment? We can make that hot. But yes,
the whole time I'm over here like, that shit dripping for real.
I'm telling you, that's how you make it happen. I'm real. No, but the truth of the matter is that Hampton Roads, the people in Hampton, people like Sleep, who suggest, I would have never thought I should be a comic. Being funny with your friends doesn't mean you should be a comic. Sleep talked me into it.
That to the camera.
AJ, rest in peace, A Jizzle, man. A Jizzle, the best host in the history of the Hampton Roads nightlife. And that's no offense to anybody out there, but that dude was just something special when it came to a party. But he had a little radio show at the time. Remember, he had the internet radio show, and he would bring me on the show he didn't know me. Sleep told him I was funny. He brought me on the show. I would do little improv. I was basically, like, without knowing what Jay had done at NSU, I was doing my version of that on his radio show. I would go in and do Uncle Ruckus. I remember Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday that year. I did Uncle Ruckus, and I was so disrespectful to Martin Luther King Jr. To the King family, I'd like to apologize. You ever see this?
Yo, it's been so many apologies.
I felt so much.
But he still hasn't apologized to his son yet. Let's just put that.
Cause that nigga still ain't apologizing to me. He can still make it look, little nigga.
Would you consider comedy your wife, your girlfriend, or your side chick?
Now, comedy is my heart, B. Like, my wife and I have had this discussion that, much like my daughter, I've never had to choose between my wife or my child. You know, and my wife, one of the best qualities my wife has is never putting me in a position to have to. Comedy is in the same space with me. Like, I have unlimited amount of love for the things that I love. But if you ask me to choose, then that means you don't care about me. If you're asking me to give a thing up that I need,
that's a part of you.
That's a part of me. And the other thing is, I wasn't a stand-up comedian until December of 2010, but I've always used comedy to help me along, right? If I felt things were awkward in any situation, I made a joke. If I didn't know how to approach a woman, I used comedy. If I didn't know, if the situation looked like it was about to escalate to some physical shit, I would try to, look, we're gonna try and make light of this before, because I don't really want to shoot you, but you know what I mean? I mean, at the time I was 130 pounds. We're not gonna fight but so long. I'm gonna hit you 2-3 times, and if you eat them punches, I'm not gonna get stronger in the next 2 minutes. So I'm gonna shoot you. So I'm taking, you know, I'm using comedy to keep everybody alive. You welcome, niggas. And but what comedy has done for me, outside of providing for my family, it has provided me an outlet. It's given me opportunities that there's no other way I could think of for me to write a play. I wouldn't have written a play, I wasn't interested in, I didn't go see plays. Fuck, I'm gonna write one for it, I don't even go see them. But out of my comedy and learning how to be more vulnerable about what I say on stage and learning how to be more honest. And so the joke is not just to make you laugh. The joke has to, I have to say things that I have to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna do a joke, it has to be something that if I don't say this, it's gonna hurt me. So my bits, when I talk about my son, it's to get that there's always that little bit of resentment that parents aren't allowed to say out loud. because that makes you a horrible parent. So when I say these things, it's tongue in cheek, 98%. But there's absolutely a piece that's like, yo, I miss when my wife and I could just hop on a plane and go wherever the fuck we wanted to. And I love my son with everything in me. This is the way the joke part goes away. I love him to death. But for parents out there, there's a day or two every year or more where you look at him and you go, fuck. Yeah. I would be at the beach right now, but your little ass is here. You know what I mean? Or I would be doing this. And it's not, doesn't mean you hate your kids. It doesn't mean you don't want to be a parent. There's just every now and then you realize your life could be different. And you allow yourself to sit in that moment for a second. Yeah. And then you go back to being a dope ass fucking parent. Yeah. But comedy allows me an outlet to say those things in a way that's not harmful. And it's people say it's a form of therapy. For me, it's not really therapy. Yeah. I need therapy. I need like actual therapy. Talking to these niggas don't help. They don't give me no fucking feedback. They laugh. He laughing at me. Fuck y'all. I need an actual, and if anyone's listening to this and you are a licensed therapist, you see what's happening here. You know I need fucking help. Call me. Hit me up.
They gonna give you the response you want. You want somebody to give you the real response.
These niggas laughing because I want them to. I want you to tell me I see through your pain.
Exactly.
You are laughing to keep from killing yourself.
And everybody.
Yeah, people like, you look angry. Nigga, I am. Fuck is wrong with that? How are you not?
Was your wife attracted to your comedy, your comedic?
I don't think she knew I did stand up when we first met, because I was in Chicago for 10 months when I met her, and I had done shows, but I was doing mostly the remaining dates that I had before I moved to Chicago. Gotcha. So I was doing a lot of East Coast stuff. And when I met her, I was doing TV in Chicago on a station called Touch Vision. It was pretty much straight news at that point. Yeah. I'd gone from...
Which was great, by the way.
Thank you. It again, was from comedy, from the Stop It Be Pay Your Bills on Time video, people decided that I actually could give news commentary, which is hilarious because we've talked about the only reason that video exists is because it was 100 degrees in that garage that day.
Maybe a weatherman.
And yeah, I should have been a weatherman. Because if it was 72 degrees that day, that video doesn't happen. But it was so fucking hot that it was just turned. And apparently I was able to take this big problem and make it, condense it enough to show people's frustration. I didn't really make good points. If we go back and dissect the video, like from an economic standpoint, it was a horrible video. I conflated microeconomics with macroeconomics and some more shit. But
you can tell he been studying.
Oh yeah, I did my work. Right. Once they hired me, I was like, well, I'm not gonna go do that every day. Y'all studio ain't gonna be 100 degrees. I can't do that over. You think I could just get angry, nigga? I'm not that angry.
Figure out what the hell I'm talking about.
So we had that right. But I did the work. Right. But comedy provided that opportunity for me. So comedy provided me enough of an income to live comfortably in New York, Chicago. You know what I mean? Like I could travel, I could take care of my kids. And when my wife met me, I was just doing that. I was doing stand-up. Right. But I wasn't promoting that I was doing stand-up. Because I was doing clubs like the Laugh Factory in Chicago, which they're gonna sell out on Saturday anyway. I don't need you to know I'm there. Right. Yeah. And my ego isn't like that anymore where I'm like, I want all my friends to fuck y'all. I don't care if y'all come see me. The check is the exact same whether my friends come or not.
Exactly.
I would like for 300 people who've never met me to come in this motherfucker see me. I don't want 250 of them to be my friends because I don't know if I'm funny or not. Right? So she didn't know I did stand up to any degree beyond that's a hobby. Until we came to Virginia to visit my family, and I popped in to see Angus had a show at Static one night. Okay. And so we pop in to see that, and Skeeter G saw me at the door, and Angus was like, well, shit, you wanna do some time? So I said, yeah. My wife said, what does do some time mean? Like we hadn't really had a conversation. And that we were in the honeymoon stage too. Like we were still 6 months into knowing each other. We were holding hands.
You didn't know
I didn't talk about it. Wow. I didn't talk about it. Her, my wife's fine. That nigga's fine.
That's an amazing answer.
I'm gonna keep it a butt. Like I want you to know, you notice I didn't even pause. Nigga, my wife.
What you mean?
Whoa, nigga, that nigga's the boy ain't cute on accident. She was fine. I was just looking at her like, you is pretty than a motherfucker. You wanna be with me? For truth? She's like, are you from New Orleans? No, but they say that shit's sexy. For truth? We went to Static and that's funny. I went up, I had a good set, and when I sat down, she was like, why don't you do that all the time? Like that's not you just do this on the side. I was like, no, I'm a stand-up. She was like, well, why don't you like do it? I was like, yeah, I probably should be doing it more, huh? And so yeah, she kind of got me back to doing it regularly. I hadn't stopped, but I wasn't doing like 3-4 mics.
Yeah.
Every week in Virginia, it's hard to do mics because there aren't any. It's just what it is. If you're not booked here regularly, then you are running around town looking to do rooms. You're going over to Kazi's to do Wednesday or Thursday night? Thursday night, you're doing it Thursdays, and you're doing 3 to 5 minutes in front of a bunch of other comics who may or may not help you get your bits better. So I was explaining to my mother, if I'm in New York, I saw Leonard take a bit this weekend, and Friday night, first show, he did it, and it worked. Second show, it worked. Third show, it worked. Fourth show, he put something that was in the middle at the end, and it killed. Same joke, but he was able to do that in a 24-hour period. In order for him to see that and feel that with 4 different audiences, if not doing a weekend here, it takes a month. It takes a month to get there. And you've got to be able to remember how it worked last week to be able to make that change.
Exactly.
So going to New York first helped because I could do 3 or 4 mics a night.
Yes.
You do 3, 4 mics in a night, and all of a sudden the 5 minutes that you wrote last night, it's sharp. By the time tonight, so you're like, shit, I've done it 5 times. I know what I'm throwing out and what I need to, so 5 went down to 2, but the 2 is good. Right. So I'm gonna add 3 more for it tomorrow and then see if I can cut that back down to 2. And by the end of the week, you're like, shit, I got 4.5 new minutes. And you're doing that now I got a new 15 every other month. Shit, you killing. So when I went to Chicago, I didn't really take advantage of the fact that the scene there offers the same thing, you just gotta travel a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
And my wife saw me do a set here and said, okay, well, I'll just stop coming over. If you're not gonna go, I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna go do the stand-up thing.
What you doing tonight?
So I started going and I started doing a lot more mics. And the other thing is, I'm arrogant in some ways about some things. Like if you gave me an ounce of Coke right now, I guarantee you I can make it a key by the end of this week.
Look at this.
That's what I know I'm good at.
Who got the call?
I don't know what y'all do outside of y'all podcast situation. I know y'all got a little radio joke. Exactly. So you might have some Coke. You need another hustle. I'm just saying I know what my skill set is, right? I can sell cars. I can sell cocaine. But I've always thought that I was smarter than I was funny.
Cars, Coke, and Comedy.
Cars, Coke, and Comedy. That's the name of my mixtape.
I'm about to say.
It's like, that's gonna be your hour. No, that's my mixtape. I rap too, nigga. But yeah, I always knew that I was smart and my material was smart, but I never felt like I was that funny.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get to that funny without losing the part that I thought was smart. Yeah. The stuff that I thought was important was that I said what I had to get off my chest, but I wanted it to be funnier. And so back then, I didn't know who knew me.
Yeah.
Right? I would pop up at clubs to watch stand-up, and the booker would go, "You're Felonious Munk. You here now?" I would go, "Yeah." They were like, "Well, shit, what are you doing Saturday?" So I was getting booked off of my name, and I could have been getting booked. Like it was like, "Oh, I went to the Improv. You're Felonious Munk." Yeah. Yes. Why aren't you doing a show? You want to be on the show? Come on, get on the show. Yeah. Comedy bar, zany, same thing. I would just walk in, and I was getting time. So I went from not doing shows at all to doing shows 7 nights a week. Yeah. And it was, 7 nights a week, and from Thursday to Sunday, it was 3 shows. So it was, my stand-up got better, quick, very quick. And then some other really cool stuff happened with some TV stuff and the nightly show and that stuff. But yeah, going to Chicago was the best thing for me because I met my wife, and my wife forced me to go back to busting my ass. But then she got pregnant. All by herself.
Like, what the hell are you doing in my career? What the fuck are you doing?
Look her. I want to look you in your face.
A couple more questions before we get out of here.
All by yourself.
He think that.
No, I know she did that all by herself.
Yeah, I know how it happened. I remember the night it happened.
I know where I was.
I put the stem on that apple, didn't I? Think I did what I did? Yeah. Round 2, no, I did what I was supposed to do on round 1. You knocked out.
Who's some of the comedians we should be on the lookout for? People that are unknown but are super funny.
This kid named Dave Hellum out of Chicago is amazing. Yeah. He's a former school teacher. He's my homie. We did a podcast together, a TV show together. We wrote one. Dude, he's brilliant.
I've seen it.
I was gonna say, well, Jack Knight is known now. It's too late for me to.
We just watched his
can't break
15
him.
Minute
He's art. That's art. What he's doing.
He's hilarious.
Who else is Vince Bryant. Vince Bryant's a kid from St. Louis. He will be in LA soon. That kid is unbelievably funny. And his pen is great. Yeah. His pen is fantastic. Yeah. These are all Chicago comedies because I've been there for the last 5 years, so bear with me. bear in mind. There's a woman named Marilee Williams out of Chicago who is beyond just a stand-up. She's like a force of nature. Imagine Jamie Foxx with bigger breasts and a real hairline.
Oh, shit. Oh, God.
Yo.
It's only bad because we had talked about that before. Oh, God.
Which I'm gonna get both cameras.
Oh, shit.
Let niggas know about mine. It's whatever. No, but yeah, she does straight stand up. She does musically inspired stand up. She does cabaret. She's bananas funny.
Yeah.
And I'm naming people who haven't got like big TV credits yet, by the way, because there's a bunch of people that's bubbling right under the surface. They're about to go Just Niche.
I know
people
her.
like that.
Yeah,
Niche is bananas. Shit, who is going crazy out there? So many people. I'm gonna forget some. So if I didn't name your name and you think I should have named you, I probably don't think you're funny. Fuck off.
Oh!
It's whatever.
You didn't come to mind.
They thought I was gonna fix it. Nah, I don't care. You can't beat me up either.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but really, I really like that kid Vince Bryan. I think that he's gonna be amazing. He has the work ethic. His pen is bananas, and he tries. He's not willing to take a chance. I mean, he's willing to take a chance. Marilee is just, if you've ever watched her, you can't stop watching her. And who else did I name? It's the third person. Dave Hellum. Dave Hellum is one hit away, right?
Really?
No Memphis Bleak. He's one hit away, and it's coming. Like he wrote for the James Davis show.
His show,
He's going to be on an episode of Southside. That's on Comedy Central. Coming on Comedy Central this year. He's going to be an episode of that. He's done some work, but he just hasn't quite become the household name I think he's going to become. So those are my 3 picks for it. If you're watching, probably at least 2 of them are gonna definitely blow, and the third one too if he don't stab somebody.
You know what?
Vince, I'm talking to you. Don't stab nobody.
Oh my God. Well, we have one question that we usually ask at the end for everybody. What is your? How did you describe it?
I will
your
read
song.
it off. See, we've been trying to get this sentence together.
What is your?
Wait, hold on.
What's your fuck style? What is your? Do you have a style?
But we didn't get there.
I didn't.
We didn't get there today. There we go. Right.
You
there.
have like
That's
a
how you
fuck
say it.
style.
Favorite song to set the mood. That's how you put it.
That's how I put it.
What makes you think of your wife? What's the song that you like? Oh, this
See, there you go, adding a whole bunch of words again.
I'm trying to make it. All right,
You
we're
got
gonna
the
figure
5
out how to
minutes.
name
Cut
it.
it
Yeah.
to 2.
What is it?
I'm trying to remember what song that she popped that pussy. No,
I know it had to be.
remember that one that you popped that pussy on the handstand, babe? No, you know what's crazy right now? I'm not a fan of Drake's music or character or personality or beard or the way that he steals from other artists and makes it his own way or that nigga in general. But but when my wife was pregnant at her baby shower, she danced to a Drake song, and I want to say it was One Dance.
Okay.
I need a one dance.
So that's the song.
Every time I hear that song now,
probably
because my
hate it a
wife
little
was, no, it's beautiful because she had on this big flowing dress and her stomach, she was about to pop. B.
Right.
Like she was seconds away from, she about to pee this baby out. And she started dancing to it on the camera, and it was just beautiful. So every time I hear that song, that's literally the only Drake song that doesn't make me want to kill everybody.
You know what?
I hate that nigga. I hate him with the hate of a million hating niggas.
I feel like it don't take much to make you want to kill people. That's what I feel.
Oh no, I mean I
Allegedly, though.
Allegedly, I want everybody to die. No, but he no cap, no cap. But yeah, here it is.
Oh,
Right?
damn it!
Do you see
Right?
the teardrop in his eye, though?
I'm emotional right now.
Trees, you see the teardrop in his eye, though.
I'm mad.
man.
Look, I'm more mad that she that pretty pregnant.
Right? I can see what I'm saying.
I wanna see this.
See this gorgeous
I don't-
mother. And what you need to understand too, not only is she that pretty pregnant, she's 8 months there. She's like going into her 8th month. She's in her
yeah,
3rd
sure.
trimester, moving comfortably.
Baby,
she
you were
gained like
beautiful.
19
Baby,
pounds.
You were so beautiful, and your
yeah,
nose
shit.
was like glistening.
Okay, anyway, where
Your
can
nose
everybody
is wide
find
and
you?
glistening.
Where can everybody find you? Got anything coming up? Anything you want to tell them before we
Nah, I ain't doing shit, B.
know,
I'm in these streets. Nah, look for me on the
Bonnie Road.
interwebs. On Bonnie Road. Me on Bonnie Road at LA strip clubs. Is it still LA's?
Yeah.
Yeah, look for me at LA strip club where the strippers' thongs are baggy. And look, they wearing 90s thongs. They mad baggy with Timbs and shit. They have a Russian accent. It's not weird. It's called LA's, but all the strippers are from fucking Bosnia. It's,
sex workers.
Sex workers, yeah. They're not strippers, they're sex workers. Now you can catch me on the lines at Felonious, FELONIOUS _MUNK. Usually, if I'm gonna do a show, I'll put it up there. If I feel like telling you motherfuckers.
I can see the video of your wife that we was watching.
You can see the video of my wife there that you didn't see that. That's
Your gorgeous son.
She's my beautiful motherfucking little asshole. Yeah, follow him.
Yeah.
Follow him as Selassie Madiba, a little motherfucker. Gave him a good name just for him to be a dick. I'm going to Philadelphia the first week in November doing a one-man show. Awesome. About the ups and downs of my life. It's gonna be funny, but also come prepared to be like, yo, I didn't know you was gonna make me cry in the middle of it. The reviews from the show I did last year was, hey, he came with Second City, but this nigga made us cry. And I was like, I didn't know you could say nigga in the Washington Post. But, I'm doing that. I'm doing a show here. If you are local to 757, I think I'm doing the Laugh Factory. The Funny Bone. I'm sorry, I got the word wrong. I'm doing the Funny Bone soon. I might have a text message saying when I'm doing the Funny Bone. Yeah, I'm doing the Funny Bone.
Like, Rick,
when am I doing it? Rick, what's the date? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the Funny Bone in the next 6 weeks or so. So cool. Stay tuned for that and buy tickets to that because I need the bonus because my child support high.
Hey.
That's why I'm not leaving my wife ever. If she wants to leave me, listen, if she wants to leave me, I am showing up with a pastor, a counselor, an imam, a rabbi. We're gonna work this out. I ain't got it.
Same shit.
I ain't got it.
Broke twins,
bro. You got it.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm already at $600 for one. That's an apartment in some cities. You understand me?
Not in this city, but
not in this one. That's why I said something. If she moved to Tennessee though, she living like a queen.
And then we had sex. You should too. Thanks for listening.
Oh God. Yo, you are so stupid.
That's not on me. That's my mama fault.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was fun.
This has been an On Air Network production.